Welcome back. Donald Trump has become the first U.S. president to be impeached twice. The U.S. House of Representatives impeached Trump last night for incitement of insurrection at last week's riots at Capitol Hill in Washington. 10 Republicans sided with Democrats to impeach the president by 232 votes to 197. In December 2019, he was impeached for withholding funds to Ukraine.
On this vote, the ayes are 232, the nays are 197. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
And joining me now is Financial Times contributing editor and someone who's been tracking this in Washington very closely, U.S. national editor of the Financial Times in Washington, D.C., Ed Luce. Appreciate your joining us, Ed Luce, there from Washington, D.C. Exciting times, I know, in Washington, D.C. What do you make out of all that's happening? Less than a week to go before Donald Trump finally exits and Joe Biden takes over. Do you see yesterday or last night's impeachment motion being passed having a significant impact on the future of Donald Trump?
I'm a bit skeptical about that. As you know, it's already happened once, and once already the Senate has rejected it in the trial. So he wasn't convicted, and I'm doubtful that they would be able to muster the 2/3 you would need in the Senate to convict him after he's left office, because the Senate's not even going to meet before Biden's inauguration. The real focus right now is on whether peace can be kept in the next 5 days before Trump leaves office. If you go up to Capitol Hill, it's an armed camp. This has never been the case before in American history. It's got soldiers sleeping on the floor, National Guard all over the place, barriers everywhere, a militarized sort of presence in Washington, and FBI, very credible FBI briefings about the possibility for renewed violence over this weekend and next week.
But what really can a Donald Trump do in these 5 days that could lead to these apprehensions? Is there any real fear after what happened at U.S. Capitol Hill? Surely that has acted as some kind of a deterrent?
Yes, I don't think people are going to be, the security services are going to be caught by surprise again. And it was quite a surprise, to be honest, that they were surprised themselves last week, because a lot of us saw this coming on social media. But we're seeing the same kind of planning again. There's this so-called Million Militia March being planned for next Wednesday when Biden will be inaugurated. And a lot of the social media groups, the so-called patriot groups, are asking for them to be armed, to be exhibiting their constitutional right to be armed. So you can never rule out the potential for another conflagration. And Donald Trump himself has still not conceded the election, has not congratulated Joe Biden, will boycott the inauguration, and is planning, according to some reports, to hold a dueling rally somewhere in the country that would keep his own political hopes alive. So this is not business as usual by any means.
Very quickly, in conclusion, Ed Luce, do you see a possibility of a conscious attempt being made to keep Trump out of politics, to prevent him from ever contesting a U.S. election again? So
the key question is whether Joe Biden, when his attorney general takes over the Department of Justice, will pursue criminal charges against Donald Trump for whatever it might be, incitement to sedition, insurrection, all the various alleged tax crimes. And if that is the case, and if Trump doesn't pardon himself and his family before he leaves office, then I think he would be removed from the political stakes. But he's a Houdini character. He's gotten out of a lot of previous legal tangles, and I wouldn't rule Trump or his family out for the time being.
Okay. Ed Luce, we hope to have you later, perhaps next week when the Biden inauguration takes place. Always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for giving us a sense of what's been a dramatic day once again in US politics.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.